expose it there. All right. Power rankings. Okay. And the way, let me just go ahead and front load here. Power rankings, the way it's going to work is how do you see these teams at the moment? Not how do you think they're going to perform in the future. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily like that, but like based off what we've seen up to this point, how do you feel about them? And obviously, it's going to be a little bit tougher here at the beginning of the season because we don't have a whole lot of data to look at. But nonetheless, here we go. All right, my number 10 team. We're going to do 10 teams. I'm going to stick to 10. Okay. Number 10, Shopify Rebellion. A little bit of a hot take. Obviously, they missed out on a top 16 invitational qual, but I'm really, really high on this team. I think Shopify Rebellion can land themselves a spot around a 10, or I think they will land, I should say, around a 10 spot. I feel a little bit more confident in them than I do over Rogue. A little bit more confident in them than I do, say, over Dig as well. And a few of the, or I would say most of the other teams from the closed qualifier. So Shopify Rebellion is going to take my 10 spot right there. Number 9. Wait, I should do a drum roll. Yeah, I should do a drum roll every time. That'll be fun. Number 9. Here we go. Gen G. I got Gen G in the number 9 spot. Abjack, Chronic, Noli. Definitely a little bit of a tough start in the top 16 closed qualifier or invitational qualifier, but I think they put things together a little bit more. The performance was a little bit better and is closer to what we expected from them. That's what I think. So we'll see how they fare in this upcoming regional. But preseason power ranking, this is what I got for Gen G. All right, let's take a roll on to number 8. Furia! Furia! I kind of went in between how to say that. I got them at number 8. And here's why, okay? Here's why. I had them as like a top 2, top 3 team until we saw top 16 invitational. And I mean, it was not pretty. It was not a pretty performance. And here, to be honest with you, that isn't really what made me, that wasn't what made me kind of lose faith in them. It was more so the bit of struggle that I saw in the closed qual. They did lose to Rebellion in, what was it, a game 5, I think. But it just should have been a cleaner performance. So I got Furia down here at the 8th spot. Seven, NRG. We got NRG in the number 7 spot. This one, we're going to see. I feel like there could be some moving, way down the list. I don't know. We'll see. But right now, I've got, again, same. I know that we have Dig and Rogue making it through the top 16 invitational qualifier, and they did look good in those. But I got a little bit more faith in NRG. They went through 3-0 in the closed qual, whereas Gen G and Furia, they kind of struggled a little bit. So I got NRG in the number 7 spot. We're going to roll up to number 6. Complexity. AJG, CRR, and Raise Bull. We got Complexity number 6 spot. I think they have plenty of room to grow, but they have already shown us they're going to be a highly competitive roster in the North American region. Pretty good performances in both the preseason tournament and in the top 16 invitational qual, making it straight into the main event in the top 8. So we got Complexity number 6. A little early there, but number 5 is Optic. AJ, Magic Bear, Reddles. I think in the 5 spot is pretty fair. I think they are probably, in my opinion, like unarguably better than 7, 8, 9. And I think I would rate them a little bit higher than Complexity at the moment as well. So we'll slot them in at number 5. Space Station. We got SSG at number 4. They've had some inconsistency, to say the least. It is a new roster, though, so it's, in my opinion, fair. We saw a pretty poor performance in the preseason tournament, and then we saw an absolutely insane performance in the top 16 invitational qualifier, knocking out some really, really good teams. And, clean sweeping. They went 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. So shouts to Space Station. We'll see if they can continue that form into the main event this coming weekend. Number 3. V1. We got V1 at number 3. Now, this one is probably going to be a little bit of a hot take because they performed much better than the next team in the top 16 closed qualifier. But V1, we've only got one single event to look at, or one single performance here with the top 16 invitational qualifier. And my next team, who I think a lot of people will, maybe say these two should be swapped. We've got a couple looks at them, and they've got one decent performance and then one very good performance. So with that being said, we'll roll it. Number 2. FaZe. FK, Mist, and Cybical. It's a newer roster as well. But we got the preseason tournament that we just looked at with the RLE.GG 12K, and FaZe looked absolutely unbelievable. They seriously were bonkers, and I was very, very impressed with their performance there. Now, they did come into the top 16 top 16 invitational qualifier, and it was a little bit rocky, a little bit shaky, but sometimes that happens. I think FaZe is probably going to be my number 2 team at the moment. And last but certainly not least, no surprise to anyone, we got G2 at the number 1 spot. I think probably your best team from last season. We didn't really get to see them in the offseason much, but they didn't make any changes. And then we see them in the top 16 qualifier, only losing to Optic. Optic's a great team. That's going to be my number 1 team at the moment. So we got our top 10. G2 at number 1, FaZe number 2, V1 sitting at the number 3 spot, Space Station number 4. We got Optic 5, Complexity 6, NRG 7, Furia 8, Gen G Mobile 1 Racing at number 9, and then we got Shopify Rebellion in the number 10 spot. Tell me what you think about these power rankings. Like I said, this is something we're going to do every day, or every Tuesday, on stream. Be sure to come watch and tell me what you think.